Hey Bob Jones, welcome back to the Media Madhouse podcast. I'm Abbie.
And I'm Rena.
And today we're discussing the 2024 movie musical Wicked with Elizabeth, who you might remember from our Arcane Season 2 episode a while back.
I'm so normal about this movie. And just for reference going forward, Elizabeth has seen the musical and knows all about what happens in the full story of Wicked. But for Abbie and I, this was our first experience with anything Wicked.
So the two of us don't know exactly what happens in Act 2, but no promises that Elizabeth won't spoil anything.
I won't. I have many opinions on how they set up some of the stuff for Act 2 in the movie.
So the whole movie starts with Glinda going over to little
Munchkin Land. I don't know.
With Glinda going over to Munchkin Land, and she's like, guys, the witch is dead. Isn't that so great and awesome? And they're like, the Wicked Witch is dead.
Everyone's very happy.
She's dead. We love killing people.
Yep.
So they sing a little whole song about that. That's done very well. And then one of the little kids is like, were you friends with her? And she's like,
I did know her once.
Flashback.
We crossed paths.
And then
watery ripple transition effect.
Yeah. And then we see Elphaba's mom and dad. Well, I say dad in quotations. Her dad leaving for something or another. And then her mom's like, oh, that's so silly. I'm going to go hook up.
I'm going to go cheat on my husband.
That would be so silly of me. So she goes and does that, and then we have a little time skip to where she's having her baby, and then the baby turns out green because it's Elphaba.
She drank the green elixir, guys.
Okay.
And apparently that makes your baby green, so don't do that.
So what was the thing with the green elixir? I didn't understand. Is that it explained enough in Act 1 for us to talk about it?
Man, they don't explain much in the musical. I think the movie does a better job at trying to explain certain things of the movie, which is why it's 3 hours long, which is crazy to me because the first act is just it's barely there.
For reference, it was 2 hours and 47 minutes long.
Let's get the exact time in here.
Actually, it was 2 hours and 47 minutes long, guys.
But the point is, Elphaba's green because her mommy made some bad decisions, okay?
Mommy drank while I was in the womb.
So
now I have fetal alcohol syndrome and my skin is green.
So then a bear has to raise her.
I love the nurse bear, guys.
I love the nurse bear. She's so silly goofy.
That's the obvious course of action. You cheat on your husband, you have an affair child who has fetal alcohol syndrome, and you give it to a bear to raise.
That's how it goes. Everybody knows this. So
classic fairy tale logic.
Obviously.
So Elphaba's raised by a bear, and then we have a time skip. To a little bit later when they're still little kids, but she now has a sister. Her name's Nessa, right?
Nessa.
Her sister Nessa, who is wheelchair bound, which I'm just gonna go ahead and say, Elphaba's dad was so concerned about the next baby being green again or turning out wrong that he had his wife, what are they called?
Eat milk flowers.
Eat a bunch of milk flowers, but the milk flowers just made her have the baby prematurely, which made her die. And then also Nessa Rose to come early and her legs not work. So Elphaba has all this guilt about her sister because of this. And even now when they're little kids, she's very protective of her. And we also get the first glimpse of their father being super overprotective of Nessa Rose and kind of shunning Elphaba even at this age. So then we get a time skip from there to present, at least for present in this time skip.
Present flashback
To when they're all adults. What's the school called?
Shiz.
It's literally called Shiz.
So they're at the school Shiz, and Nessa Rose is supposed to be attending. And they go to this little attending welcome ceremony, and their dad is Elphaba, go see your sister because she's a delicate little flower and she can't be left out of anybody's sight for 2 seconds, which is obviously a little problematic there. But Elphaba goes with her sister to this little ceremony thing, but then Elphaba wigs out and causes some magic to happen.
She gets a little angry.
She's like, I'm not seasick. I didn't eat grass as a child. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. Which I really like the scene. Every single time, the whole I didn't eat grass as a child, I think about what was his name?
Oh, in the
prince?
Yeah, that guy.
Fierro.
I like the scene where he's like, you didn't, well, I did.
Yeah, he says, no, you didn't, I did. And I'm like,
he would eat glue.
He would.
As a child.
He did.
Okay, guys, I have a story to tell. It's
Okay.
it's 2 sentences long or so.
Go on, sure.
In kindergarten, I don't know if this kid goes to our school, so I'm not going to name drop.
Oh, if we're talking about you, I'm sorry.
I'm not. You're disgusting.
Oh.
This kid in kindergarten, she was proud of this. She, kids get banged up, they get Band-Aids or whatever. She would take the Band-Aids off of her body. She would put Elmer's glue on it, and then she would lick it.
Oh. Yum.
Thinking about it is making me nauseous. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't think we can continue with this podcast.
And recording.
Do you think Fierro would do the same?
I don't think he would be that gross. I think he'd just be weird.
He'd like lick glue sticks to just prove a point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He would like
He'd lick glue stick and be like, it's candy.
Yeah.
he would snuff markers and be like, I'm high.
Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't say I'm high, but markers smell pretty good.
They kind of do.
Oh my gosh. Look at
Sharpies?
these crazy people.
I love me a
Delicious.
Sharpie.
I love being a good Sharpie.
I love being a good Sharpie up the nostril.
Okay, I accidentally have gotten Sharpies a little too close to the nose, and I get a little, like,
These guys are
Hitler
freaks.
stash.
Oh my god. Well, anywho.
Get a little Hitler stash under the nose because you got too obsessed with a marker.
You know how it is.
Yeah, obviously.
So what's the headmistress's name or whatever?
Madame Marble.
Madame Morble?
Marble, yeah.
Okay.
Madame Marble.
Madame
Yeah, I
Madame Marble.
always want to say Madame
Okay.
Marble, but
So
Madame pick up sticks.
So, anywho, Elphaba freaks out a little bit at the little welcome ceremony. And then Madame Morble comes up and she's like, oh, that's so silly. I was just demonstrating my magic. And then she takes Elphaba aside and she's like, you're crazy and awesome and you need to work with me.
yeah, and Glinda's like, I just want to get into her seminar. That's all I
Yeah.
want to do.
Glinda's a little bit of a freak.
You're so cool and pretty, and please let me in.
Please. But then,
Groveling at her feet.
Mm-hmm.
and Madame Morble's like, I don't like you. Get out of here.
Yeah.
She's like, actually, you stink, and you should get out of my face right now.
I want the green one.
Uh-huh.
She's actually so hateful towards Glinda.
She's so hateful.
It's like really
towards
funny
her.
though.
It's so immature in such a funny way. She's like, no, I hate you. Get out of my face,
Anytime she's
you little
around.
freak.
Yeah.
So Madame Morble is like, you have such a special talent. And then she turns to the student body and she's like, someone needs to volunteer. And then Glinda cuts her off and is like, I will, I'll do it. And then Madame Morble is like, great, you guys get to be roomies. And Glinda's like, what?
I didn't want that.
That's not
I
what
wanted my
to
private
sign up-
suite.
That's not what I wanted to sign up for.
So then Elphaba sings a little song about her like future and whatnot, because she's like, on a path to greatness and whatnot. So she's like envisioning meeting the wizard later and like the wizard turning her a normal color, I guess.
That was.
She goes into the room with all the pretty colors and she looks like a normal African American
Mm-hmm.
teenager.
Yeah.
Despite the fact the actress is not a teenager
She's
whatsoever.
like 30 something.
Yeah.
It's like,
But she does a very good job. I'm just gonna
She
say
does.
she does a very good job.
Yeah.
And
We love you, Cynthia Erivo.
I love
When
you,
you're being normal.
yeah, when you're not being weird about movie posters.
Oh.
Guys, we're not gonna talk about that.
Anyway.
Anywho, Elphaba goes back to her room and like meets Glinda and they talk more and it's just like they're kind of fighting over everything and they have a little song about it and they're
What is this feeling?
what is this feeling? That was such a fruity song.
That
I'm
was the
sorry.
fruitiest song.
Guys, they're literally in love. Don't
They're
even
so
with
in
me.
love.
They were a little gay. I know what you are, dog meme.
How I was
Yeah.
looking at them that whole scene.
Exactly.
Oh, the goat.
Animal racism.
Yeah.
You know, the title of this podcast.
I think that's what happens.
They
next.
go to a little
Yeah.
seminar with
Mhm.
Dr. What's his name?
Peter Dinklage.
That's what I've been calling him Peter Dinklage this whole time.
I was gonna call him Dr. Hillbilly, I'm not gonna lie.
I saw Dr. Hillbilly.
But Peter Dinklage is a goat in this, and they have a little
Mhm.
class.
Dr. Billiard Pool Table. There's like an I and a double L in there.
They write some not so nice things. on his-
Dillamond.
Dillamond. Yes,
Yeah.
it was such
Yes.
a stupid
Yeah.
name.
So Glinda and Elphaba, they go to their little seminar with Dr. Dillamond, who is a goat.
Mhm.
And he's like, I'm not supposed to talk about this, but basically animal racism is happening. And he turns over his board and then it's like animals are to be seen, not heard. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
I've never seen Wicked. I want to preface this.
Mhm.
Never seen Wicked. first time seeing that, I was like, there's a racism subplot.
We just witnessed a hate crime.
No, literally, you're just
Like, I get it's all about equality for Elphaba because her skin's green, but I was expecting the animal racism.
I think it's like a really good catalyst though for like just to her think about herself and like how she fits into the world and how she starts seeing herself as like a unique individual who has a place in society that's not just like she should be going towards this societal norm.
Yeah, it's a really good plot line. I love it, and I especially love what they're doing with
you're
it.
just surprised.
I was very shocked.
No,
Yeah.
I remember being shocked too when I first saw it. I was just like, what?
What?
Yeah.
What? Some animals are more equal than others.
Just like Animal Farm.
Oh
What,
no.
the Animal Farm?
Oh my no.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That happens. So Elphaba follows Peter Dinklage to the cabin and where all the animals are talking about what they should do considering like the political climate with animals,
And some of them were like, I'm leaving this place.
Mhm.
which,
They
you know, understandable.
Yeah.
And then they see Elphaba and they're like, ew, a human, we're leaving.
She's cool, you guys. She's
This
cool.
totally doesn't have any reflection of nowadays, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
A scary reflection of now.
But then Elphaba comes in and talks to Peter Dinklage and they sing a little song about what's happening. And she's like, the wizard needs to hear about this. Somebody needs to tell the wizard. And that like basically sets up what she ends up doing later. It just doesn't happen for a second. But then she leaves the cabin and runs into Fierro, this guy on a horse.
You know, Ferrero Rocher.
Ferrero Rocher, my favorite character.
My favorite, yeah.
the
Talking horse.
fancy $4 chocolate of rice.
Fun
Yeah.
fact, that horse is the same horse Jonathan Bailey has in Bridgerton. Anyway.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it's his favorite horse ever.
This guy knows all the
It's
fun
his favorite
facts.
horse.
It's his favorite horse.
Good for him.
Be
Yeah.
my favorite horse going around everywhere.
Yeah, you would have a favorite horse.
What? What's that supposed to be?
You were literally looking up horses today.
Oh, I had to.
Honse.
Hans.
Honse.
You and Hans.
Editor, put up a picture of Hans right now. Oh, wait, I'm the editor.
Oh, wait.
I'm not doing that, by the way.
I think you should put a picture of a horse.
so random. It's just in the middle of everything.
Horse.
Horse. Here you go. Hans.
Hans.
There's Hans.
There's Hans, guys. Look at him. He's gorgeous. But she talks to Ferrero Rocher.
And
Yep.
Hans.
And Hans.
My favorite characters after following billiard pool table.
Yep.
Alphabet follows billiard pool table and then finds Ferrero Rocher and his Hans. I really like these names, guys.
I think we should rewrite the whole thing. Oh my god.
Rewriting the entire Wicked script, but we
We're
changed all the names.
Yes.
Anywho. Elphaba goes and finds Ferrero Rocher and Hans.
Yeah.
And they don't really even talk about anything of substance. She's just like, this is why I'm not green. And he's like, I don't really care.
He's like, I'm
just trying to get to school.
I'm trying to get to school, dude.
I'm a
He's
little
like, can
lost.
you just give me some directions, please? I really don't care who you are.
And she's like, I don't eat grass.
He's like, well, you're missing out.
It's pretty good stuff.
You're missing out. You don't know what you're missing here. It's pretty tasty.
It's pretty good.
I sure was with Hans every day.
His horse is like nodding in the background. Yeah, I love grass, man. It's my favorite. Especially if it's a little dried out in the sun, but it
Yeah.
little
Season it.
season it with a little bit of like calcium,
Yes.
some iron on it.
Oh my gosh.
So good stuff, guys.
So they
Go
go their
on.
separate ways, and then like there's pretty much just a time skip in the morning, right?
I think so, yeah.
Everyone's fawning over Fierro, and Ariana is trying to.
And Owen Lang is like passing out and dying.
Owen Lang is passing out and having a little panic attack, which
This guy's so inclusive. This guy is molesting the men more than the women. He's gay.
He loves
guys, that's Jonathan
equality.
Bailey for you.
That's just how he is.
That's literally just how he is.
Several of the actors in this, I feel like just walked on set and they're just like, be yourself.
No, literally for Jonathan, they're just being like, just do what you do best.
Just be gay.
Just be gay.
That's what the people love
Yeah.
you as.
And then, then we'll talk about Jeff Goldblum in a little bit, but I feel
Oh,
similarly
obviously.
about him in this. But Fierro comes in and he's like, everybody loves me.
I'm so cool.
I'm so cool.
The audience can't see the hand gestures, but trust me, you should know exactly what I'm doing.
You know the hand
I need your help.
You know the
I'm
voice.
so cool. I've been turned into a pumpkin
by
Crooked Hillary.
the Wicked Witch of Nantucket.
I'm only $14.99. Thank you, sir. Sweet release.
So he's like, I'm so amazing and cool and everybody loves me. And then Glinda's like, I also think you're super cool and I love you.
And you're perfect. We're perfect for each other. And they frozen it up in here and they're like, we're gonna get married.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Glinda's more like that.
Glinda's more like that.
Fierro's just like,
we're gonna get married.
Cool.
Sweet, all right.
We're gonna get married. And Elpha's like, what? And she's like, well, he doesn't know that
He
yet.
doesn't know that yet.
What?
Glinda is talking to Bach because Bach.
Simp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Bach is like this little munchkin guy and he like loves Glinda and he wants to be with Glinda. And then Glinda's like, you should ask Nessa Rose to the ball because no one's gonna ask
See
her.
that tragically beautiful girl?
Yeah,
the one in the chair.
The one in the chair.
In case you couldn't tell which one I was talking about by looking directly at her when there's nobody over there.
That one whose legs don't work. Ask her. So Bach goes and asks Nessa, and she's like, yay! And then Nessa tells Elphaba that, like, Glinda scored her a date, and Elphaba's like, that's curious. That's curious.
Curious.
What
a weird thing to happen.
How interesting. But then they go to the little ball thing, or, like, they're getting ready to go to the little ball.
You missed the whole part.
What?
No, Elphaba gets all like, oh, I can't believe Glinda did that for my sister. Maybe she's not as like self-centered as I thought. And then here goes Glinda giving me this little hat. Wow, she's so nice.
She gave me her grandmother's hat.
Gave me her
to get rid of anyway.
Yeah.
That everyone was saying was ugly.
And yeah, and then we go to the ball, and then Madame Warble comes in and is like, hey, so Elphaba and wants me to include you in our lessons. And then I was like, oh man, I messed up.
Whoopsies.
I messed up.
And Madame Warable's like, I want you to know you suck and I have no hope for you.
I have no faith in you. And I'm
It's like honestly really funny how just like incredibly harsh she is.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you're a terrible motivator.
Yeah.
You're a teacher?
But then Elphaba comes in her gorgeous little outfit and she starts like dancing in the circle and everyone's like kind of making fun of her for a moment. But then Glinda goes and starts dancing with her and it's like the sweetest scene ever and I was like almost crying in the theater.
I was crying in the theater.
Just for the record, this guy was crying. Tears were streaming down.
I was streaming.
I was streaming.
This guy was recording it.
I was streaming.
For legal purposes, this guy was not recording it.
This guy has a live reaction video going on.
I was not, guys. This is a joke.
We have a good time here.
Yeah.
No, but I was crying quite a bit when I first watched this movie. Yeah. It was not okay.
It's such a sweet scene though, and I love it so much. From then on, they're kind of besties, cuties together. And they like go back to their little room and they like spend the night together and are just chatting and talking.
They have a little makeover.
And Elphaba tells like Glinda her backstory and everything about her mom and her guilt.
And then during the makeover, after that entire scene, Glinda gives her a flower and puts it in her hair and it's like, look at you. Look in the mirror.
Beautiful.
You're beautiful.
That was like the other part that I was like almost crying because it's
Scratching at my face.
literally, it's so good.
I love that scene so much. I love Popular.
Clawing at the table
Literally.
like a cat.
It's so sweet. Like, it's just, like, the music in that scene is so perfect, too. It's, like, so, like, gentle and sweet, and, like, it lets the moment be the moment, and I love it. So beautiful.
She gets all flustered, too. She says, I gotta go. She's like, you're welcome!
So then they go to class, and Elphaba still has a flower in her hair, which I think is very cutie. They go to class with Peter Dinklage as the teacher, you know, and he's like, guys, I have to tell you something real quick. And then some people come in and drag him out.
He's like, I'm quitting. And then they're like, yeah, you are. We're imprisoning you. We're deporting you.
Back to the border you go.
Back to the border you go.
And all the students are just like, it's another day.
We don't care that you're a legal citizen.
Yeah.
I'm taking away your citizenship and deporting you.
Almost like things that are happening right now.
What? That's crazy.
What?
You're telling me it can be a commentary on present times?
Wonder why this didn't get the Oscar, guys.
It's a little scary how the correlation is.
Yeah. But then this like new history teacher comes in and he's got this like...
He's a lion cub in a cage.
Is it a lion cub? Or like, I thought it was like a cheetah.
No, it's a lion
Oh,
cub.
He has this little lion cub in a cage. And it's kind of funny because he's like Elphaba's like, why is he trembling then if he's like so comfortable? And he was like, he's happy to be here.
Yeah, he's like, something like that. He's just like, oh, he's
just
great
really
time.
happy to be here.
Really excited, guys. Me when I have anxiety and I'm trying to gaslight myself.
I'm just really
I'm
excited. Don't
so
worry about it.
excited to be here.
Me when people ask, are you okay? I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm fine. And they're like, you're really spacing. I'm like, I'm just tired.
I'm just so happy to be here, guys.
I'm just so happy to be here.
But then Elphaba's like, no, I don't like animal racism. And she puts everybody in the room to sleep. Except Fierro. Except Ferrero Rocher.
For Jonathan.
Except for chocolate rice.
Except
$2 at Target.
Except for $2 chocolate rice.
Yeah.
He's still awake.
Not to be confused with a Crunch Bar, by the way.
No, very different thing.
And he just scoops up the line. He said, this is mine now.
You're coming
This is
with me."
my kitty.
Pretty kitty.
This is our son.
I'm an evil kitty.
No, this guy's good kitty. But
Bad
he's
kitty. You're evil kitty. To my dismay, it was good kitty. I missed a chance to pet on kitty.
but he snatches up the kitty and he's like, you're coming with me, you're my son now.
And they ride off.
We're family now.
On their little bicycles.
They go off with their little bicycles into the woods, then they're like,
Stranger Things style, and they go on.
they're like, we have to get out of here.
We gotta get out
I've got to get back on eBay.
Put our son in the basket.
Oh my god. I gotta get back on eBay.
I gotta get back on eBay. So they go into the woods and they have a little moment, and then Fierro leaves with the little like cub, and then Elphaba's like, maybe I like boys.
Maybe I'm not gay.
Maybe I'm bisexual.
Maybe I'm bi.
She has a whole song about it. She's like, maybe I'm not gay.
Yeah.
So by the way, she's bisexual. Guys, if you don't know the references, please go back and see episode 1 of Media Madhouse and go indulge yourself in every single part
Put
of the
the
Sonic the
timestamp.
Hedgehog fandom.
Yeah.
Put the timestamp right there where you say it, actually.
Go watch Lythero and Snapcube.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho.
Anyways.
Then like they pretty much just continue from there on, and Elphaba and Fierro are a little bit weird around each other. But then the next part, they're like outside on campus. Madame Warble's like, there's a little letter for you from the wizard. And then everybody goes outside.
Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Wonderful Wizard of Oz. And then they all go outside, and like all the student body is there because it's exciting, I guess. And then
It's
this
so
Nothing happens here at Shiz.
no, honestly, like something's mail.
For once, animals are not getting dragged
Oh my
out or
God.
deported.
A letter. Now that we're unified over animal racism.
we can talk about letters. It is a little cute little contraption that comes out.
Yeah.
Is it cute, though? It's a
It's
little
a little-
freaky.
Well, it's a little free. It's interesting.
Is it not just a little hot air balloon thing?
No, it's got a little, like, I forgot.
Isn't it a little symbol monkey?
Yeah, he's like,
So jinx coded.
literally. That's probably why I was, like, freaked out.
Yeah. Like, oh, PTSD.
No,
This reminds me of
literally.
something.
I'm getting flashbacks.
I'm getting flashbacks. But then they open up the letter and it's like, Elphaba, you're invited to
Goldblum's estate.
Goldblum's estate, the Emerald City. And they're like, yippee, yippee. And then it starts, I don't know, it's like a really awkward moment because it starts raining. And then Madame Marvel's like, my specialty, and just gets out an umbrella.
And then waves the clouds away. What was the point of that?
It's like, okay, whatever.
Was there a point to that?
Well, I think it's just like foreshadowing Elphaba being melted by water later.
Oh.
But it's just kind of an awkward moment, I guess.
Yeah, it's references, guys.
It did not make sense in the context to me.
No, not much. So everybody's lined up on the train because, again, nothing exciting happens. And then Glinda's there talking to Elphaba about Fierro and being like, he's been kind of distant lately. And then Fierro shows up and is like staring at Elphaba.
Staring like, hey, good luck out there.
Remember that one time?
Remember that one time when I had a thought?
Remember when you made me think?
Remember when I thunked?
That doesn't happen very often.
That doesn't happen very often, and I haven't been sleeping lately, and
I've been thunking too hard.
I cannot thunk anymore.
I didn't know it was possible for me to not be a himbo.
Yeah.
You unhimboed me.
I want my lion back. I want my kitty back.
Yeah.
What did he even do with the lion cub? Did he just like
Just took him to safety vaguely.
He took him off the stage.
Yeah.
Underground railroaded him?
Oh no!
But they have like kind of an awkward moment, and then Elphaba's like going to leave and she's on the train, and Glinda's like running along with her, just having a little cutesy goodbye, and then Elphaba's like, actually, come with me.
Oh, she changes her name, by the way.
Oh yeah, also like this whole time, like Glinda's been saying her name is Galinda, and she's like, as an act of selflessness, my name's gonna be Glinda.
Of billiard table.
Yes.
Who couldn't pronounce my name. I'm gonna change my name to Glinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is, I don't know, it's just funny.
It's really funny.
And they're like, yay!
Oh my gosh, you're so
We love that for
selfless.
you.
Oh, you're
so
our hero.
beautiful. We love you.
Yeah.
But then Elphaba like pulls her on in the train, and they're going to the Emerald City together. And they get there, and it's all cool and whatnot. And then you get the original actresses for Elphaba and Glinda.
Oh, I didn't know that they were there.
Yeah, they're the two performers that are on stage.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're the ones.
And they're all singing along. And then they get into like the actual like palace area, and they're going. Are the monkeys there?
There's the
They're-
guard.
yeah, they're the
the
guards.
monkeys. There's the guards. Foreshadowing. But then they get into like the main little room that this big mechanical head of the wizard is, and he's like, "Who is it? Who dares? You shall not pass," and whatnot. But then he's like, "Oh, you're just Elphaba," and he comes out, and it's just Jeff Goldblum.
And it's just Jeff Goldblum. You're like, it's not even the wizard. It's just Jeff.
It's just you.
It's just this old gay man. It's okay.
You silly. You should have told me it was you.
He's so silly.
And then he sings a happy little song, and he's like,
He starts tapping his little feet.
I love the song so much. You don't understand.
so
He's
cute.
so silly to me.
Such a
and he's like, look, this is all the plans I have for the future, and I made this little figurine,
Yeah.
and if you want, you can be right here next to me. It's like, oh, you're just a cute little old man. And he's like, I never got to have children.
I don't know.
And so I see you as my child.
yeah, one of my own.
And then she's like, oh, that's fantastic.
Mhm.
Madame Horrible comes, and she's like, I'm here. And Elfa was like, oh, you're here.
Which is already like, it starts to feel a little weird. It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
you're
why
like,
is she
wait a
here?
minute.
Why are you here?
You weren't on a train.
And then they have the grimoire, and he's like, this is my grimoire. Go on. Why don't you try and cast a spell? My monkey guard here, he really likes bird watching. And she's like, okay. And she like opens up the book, and Madame Morble's like, it's okay if you can't do it. I can only read like 2 words, and that's after years of training. And then she just like starts spitting words.
Yeah, starts babbling on and on.
She talks about this levitation spell, and then the monkey starts growing wings, and
It's
as
like such a disturbing
It's the most-
scene.
it's really disturbing.
Horrifying scene.
And then as it's happening, she's like, how do I stop it? He's in pain. And Madame Morble's like, you can't stop it. It's a spell from the grimoire. Like, you can't undo that. And she's like, I have to. He's in pain. And so he starts flying away, and then you hear all the noises, and then they go out, and all of the monkeys have wings now. And she's like, no, this is awful. We have to undo it. And Madame Horrible and the Wizard of Oz are like conspiring. They're like, we have spies in the sky now. And she's like, spies? What? What do you mean? And they're like, oh, well, you know, we have to like, they're scouts. Is scouts a better word? You know, just high in the sky.
Sugarcoated.
And she's like, wait a second. You
like animal
behind it all.
racism.
Yeah.
You're the one who did animal racism. And he's like, hold on now.
I wouldn't call it that.
Wait a second.
Hold on. I wouldn't call it that. I'm just giving the people a common enemy.
Yep.
This sounds familiar.
Interesting.
Interesting, America.
But like at the same time, she's like, oh, well, they like that this happened, so why haven't they done this already? And then she figures out that the wizard doesn't know how to use it either.
They don't got magic, guys.
And the little song of him knowing how to read the grimoire is completely false. And the whole prophecy of saying that someone would come along and know how to read the grimoire is not about him. What?
Elphaba.
It's about her.
Crazy.
You're the prophecy. As written.
Just like Dune for real.
Just like Dune Part 2, as written.
Guys, Elphaba's literally Lisan Al-Gaib.
She's literally the Lisan Al Gaib, you guys.
Yeah. But then Elphaba's like wigging out. She's like, oh no. And then Munchkin lad. And then she's like running around.
I am Duke Elphaba. I'm sorry. The crossovers are getting
House
weird.
green people.
Green people.
So Elphaba runs off with the Grimmery because she's freaking out. And then Glinda's like, oh no. And then Madame Morble's like, go after her.
If you want to make yourself useful for once in your life, go after her and get me back my pawn.
Yeah. And Glinda's like chasing her around while all these flying monkeys are going after them. And it's like honestly kind of also a disturbing scene when they're going through this like glass corridor and these monkeys are like trying to grab her through the window.
They start smashing in through like
Because Madame Morrible goes to the monkeys and she's like, this little kid did this to you. This is why you're in pain. If you like your families and you don't want to be subject to the deportation, you better get this kid. And then she makes an announcement to the entirety of Oz and is like, we have a
public enemy number one.
we have a public enemy number one. We have a terrorist.
We have a terrorist.
Yeah. She stole the Grimmery from us, guys.
Yeah.
She's a terrible person. She's wicked and she's green and she's a wicked witch.
Oh,
crazy. So that's all happening at the same time. And then Elphaba and Glinda get up to like try to escape in this hot air balloon. And this little, I don't know what you would call it. It's just like a little tower thing.
Yeah.
That it's like held in.
It's like an observatory.
Yeah, kind of. And then they like go up to the top and they like had sort of bolted all the doors shut, but they're like, they're going to catch us. We need to figure out how to do something.
They're right below us, aren't they?
They're white below us, actually. But then Glinda at the same time is like trying to convince her like, you should just go back and it'll all be fine and we'll figure this out.
You just gotta say you're sorry.
Yeah.
You just gotta say you're sorry. We'll be okay, guys.
Just say sorry.
But Glinda's like, it'll just be fine. We'll just go back and say we're sorry to the wizard. The wizard. And it'll all be fine. You just have to be an animal racist, but that's okay. And then Elphaba's like, I don't want to be an animal racist, so I don't think I'm going to do that. And they have a little song, and it's very sweet.
She's like, I don't care about my future. I care about my morals and what I stand for.
Yeah. So she's like, I'm going to have to go. But they're like, at the same time, like, they have these different ideals and priorities, but like, they're both really sorry to see each other go, and they're not going to stop each other from doing what they individually want to do. And they're like both crying, and then I was crying, you know, as it goes.
We were all crying. We were all crying.
We were all crying.
And the theater was flooding.
As it goes. So it's very sweet. And then you get into like defying gravity, and it's gorgeous and amazing. And Elphaba's cape gets 35 million yards long.
It's so long, and then the speed, we watched it in 1.5 speed.
It's just growing.
It's just like billowing out everywhere.
Yeah.
And she's flying with her broom that she casts a levitation spell on.
Yeah. And Madame Marvel's still like, public enemy number one. And all these guards are trying to get them and whatnot. And they eventually get Glinda, but then Elphaba's like, I don't like these people. Bye. I defied gravity.
I defied gravity.
Here's my target line.
Look towards the western sky, guys. I'm the Wicked Witch of the West.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the end of Act 1. So now we should like get into things that we liked and disliked and everything. So do you want to start first, Elizabeth, since you're obsessed with this?
We gotta talk about the visuals.
We gotta talk about the visuals. All right.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Gorgeous.
god. Oh my god. For how much we talk about how bad CGI is as far as big industries go on this podcast. This movie was beautiful.
Mhm.
What a beautiful movie. And what a breath of fresh air after last podcast episode. That was terrible.
Yeah.
This was so good though, especially like the monkeys and the wings.
Well, even when it just opens up and you see all like the flying monkeys going about, like I know it started off and you were like, wow, this looks good.
This is beautiful.
Which like, it shouldn't be something we have to say, but like the CGI, like, quality has just gone down so much in the industry because like artists are being so rushed. So it's like when they're given time and a budget, it's like, oh, that looks great.
Something that should be staple for a big movie like this should not be so surprising. Like, this movie is gorgeous, but that's how every big movie should be.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that they didn't use a lot of CGI, I feel, and they built almost all of the sets, and like the whole beginning scene with like all the millions of tulips, they did that all themselves, and that's
minus
pretty
1
great.
point in the rating for not using asbestos.
So true.
And not having the main character chain smoke and become an alcoholic to quote unquote stay young.
Guys, we don't like the original production of Wizard of Oz, if you can't tell.
If you were expecting this to be Technicolor, because I've seen people really talk about like, man, it's not as colorful, it's not as bright as the original. It's supposed to be the original. Why are y'all?
Crap! It's a different way of filming.
Exactly.
Like I kind of get when they're talking about like just it
quite
not being as colorful and that they are muted, and I do kind of wish they'd color graded it a little bit different, but like it's just a small little nitpick in a sea of like they did so many things right.
And it's still a super colorful movie.
Yeah.
It's still super saturated and super beautiful.
Yeah.
And the way that they did Technicolor back in the day, it was always going to be more saturated than movies are nowadays.
Yes.
But yes, the practical effects, costume design. Oh my
There's
God.
a reason why they
It's so
won
good.
that Oscar, guys, for the costuming. I'm so happy that guy got it because
Especially Ariana Grande's outfits were so beautiful.
they were so
Every single one like impressed me. Her robe during the scene where Elphaba and Glinda are friends now. Her robe that's like flowery.
it's so
pretty.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites.
Well, even just the detail that went into like doing like Elphaba's skin and all the texturing into it, and then also like her braids. Like I watched some video about like how they found like the hair artist to do her hair, and it's just like there was obviously so much love put into the details of this movie, and I just appreciate that so much. When like we've talked about movies on this podcast where like it was clearly slapdash slop, you know?
It's just there.
Yeah.
And it's like, this looks terrible.
Yeah.
And the costume design for the Emerald City people.
Oh, so good.
So beautiful.
Gorgeous.
So beautiful.
The wizard's little silly fit.
The wizards
I love
also-
it.
Yeah.
The wizards, silly.
All of Madame Morble's like outfits were
Oh my
very
gosh.
elegant.
Her
and
hair,
so,
too.
Like, it was so beautiful. But I feel like I know for like it's easy to do like really good costumes for like the main characters and make them all like stylized. But let's talk about the uniforms for Shiz and how each like actor had like some different thing to it, and the details in there were like, oh, it was so good. I loved the Shiz uniforms. They were all so different.
Even just like in Munchkinland at the start, though, you have like all this variety of, but it's also like very clearly like a type of cultural clothing for them, but it's all like varied. And I don't know, I really appreciate when they also, like you said, put effort into background characters' costume designs.
It brings you more into the world that they're
Ducking
living.
down.
Of all like the musicals that have been coming out recently, like when they turn like Broadway shows into films, usually they don't go very well. I mean, there's a few that have been
What do you
pretty.
mean? They're great.
You're telling me Cats, the movie, wasn't amazing?
With Taylor Swift. That
James
was
Corden.
Nightmare.
yeah. Oh my gosh,
Oh
the
my
Dear Evan Hansen and Mean Girls, which came out I think it was like the same year. Yeah, in 2024, and Wicked. Yeah, that came out in the same year. That's crazy, guys.
I'd be embarrassed.
I'd be embarrassed. Oh my gosh, it was horrible.
Can you imagine getting upstaged that hard?
No, that was.
Might as well just go into hiding at that point.
It's like no one talked about it after that at all.
Just like self-exile yourself.
Through the songs, 10 out of 10. Every single
Banger
song
after
hits.
banger.
Banger after banger. What a refresher.
Five big booms.
Five big booms. Boom. What a refreshing thing after last podcast.
Yeah. That's like the whole theme of this episode. This is so
Everything's
good.
better than whatever was going on last time.
We don't know what happened last time, guys. So sorry for making you watch that. Hope you found us going on a tangent about it for an hour was really entertaining. Because, oh my god, I will never watch that movie again. This movie, I'd love to watch it again.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Well, because like when you and me watched it together, it was my second time watching it, and the second time was just as entertaining. Honestly,
I should know because I've been to the theater 5 times to watch it.
This guy might like the movie.
I might like it a little bit, guys.
this movie is to you how Across the Spider-Verse was to me. Just like utterly obsessed with it.
What was your favorite songs? I never got to ask you guys.
I don't.
Well, the problem is like I don't remember most of the songs. I almost want to say No One Mourns the Wicked, but like it's just. It has such an interesting contrast in it between like Ariana's like really, really high opera singing and like everything going on in the background. And I just love the choreo in that scene too. Like it's just so delicious. And I love that it opened like that.
Maybe basic, but obviously the easy answer is Defying Gravity.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a classic, guys. You can't not like Defying Gravity.
Go on. Do the little vocal lick. Go on.
Do the
That's
last
my line. Yeah.
I like when they slow it down. It's just her like yelling.
I love it. It's like for such a long time.
It's like a vacuum cleaner. Love that.
Well, what's your favorite?
Oh, no one mourns the wicked. That's the
Obvious,
best. That's the best number. Don't even come after me for that.
Don't even joke.
Don't even joke.
joke
I
with me.
literally went in the first time for watching this movie and literally I think I started crying like
How many times did you cry?
First, they played the Samsung Wicked commercial, and I almost started crying for that. and then we get into the very start where like the monkeys fly in, and it just like the music just drops, and I
love the music right there.
and I just start bawling my eyes out, and my mom is looking at me in the corner like, I think this guy might like this musical a little bit.
Just a little bit.
You see the intro for this movie and you automatically already know it's going to be a good movie.
Yes.
That's how you should always
Yes.
do a movie. There's a whole thing of don't judge a book by its cover, but you should definitely be able to judge a movie by the first 20 seconds that you see. Like, you should be able to know that it's going to be good.
I will say, when we were watching it, you said you really, really liked Popular.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really liked that song too. I also did not know, because so much of this movie got so, ironically, popularized on TikTok that I did not know half of this was
Yes.
from this movie. It got popular for a very good reason. It's very good. And I did really like the song Popular.
I honestly thought, like, before you were in Mean Girls and I, like, saw Mean Girls, that Popular was from Mean Girls.
Oh,
I thought it was too. I thought it was too.
you know, it fit. It fit.
We have to have a segue since you brought up commercials and how good the commercials was. The new State Farm commercial that has the DC Joker in it.
Oh my god.
Oh!
DC fans are complaining that version of the Joker is more comic accurate than actual DC stuff.
Jared Leto, I'm after you. I hate you.
Yeah.
Don't know much about DC except for the comic that I just got recently. Courtesy of Abbie right here. Good comic.
Good comic.
It was
10 out of 10.
Guys, support your local comic store. Go to the Deep. Go buy Sonic X DC.
So beautiful. Loved it. Really good. But yeah, don't know a whole lot about DC, but thought that was hilarious. The fact that State Farm can do a better Joker than DC.
I love, like, creative commercials.
They're so
They're
good.
just so funny. I love them.
Please
and
bring
silly.
back creative commercials.
Yeah.
Bring back better Super Bowl commercials.
And non-AI generated ones. Please, please, I'm
Looking at
begging
you,
you.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, I am killing you in cold blood.
Coca-Cola and Honda.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to have a fit. I'm going to have a tantrum.
Yeah.
FedEx, I love you for
FedEx,
your little arty,
I loved
like,
it.
snake one. I like the
Yeah.
Snake one.
snake one.
So beautiful.
Very nice.
I hate
Oh.
on all the YouTube advertisements that I keep getting
Mm.
that it's like, here's our new generative AI. And I bet you didn't know that this voiceover was AI. Yes, I did! What do you take me for?
A fool?
A fool? Some kind of unknowing idiot?
Ooh. Whoa. Pulling out the big word.
A bumbling buffoon?
Oh!
How dare you?
Me when I'm a bumbling buffoon.
I hate seeing all the advertisements, even if they're not advertising AI, that use an AI voiceover. I literally went on vacation, passed out at like 7 p.m. in our hotel room. The TV was on. I woke up to a commercial, said, that voiceover is AI, and went back to sleep. That's how obvious it is.
This guy woke up in anger.
I think so.
I sense
I
AI.
always wake up in anger. You don't know me.
That seems right for you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. Doesn't it?
I always wake up in anger. I always have a pit of hatred and fury.
Pit. You got a pit.
You're gonna have
Whoa.
a pit if you don't stop talking.
What the freak?
Whoa.
You're gonna have the little like suction face of me punching your nose in. Cut that out.
Cut that
You're
out.
gonna get like a bump on your.
What? It's a good cartoonish ones.
We're just gonna. We're just gonna take.
I have 3 stacked on.
You're gonna take your pointer finger, like try and put it
there's,
back
like,
down.
Yeah.
It like pops out again.
Oh Anywho.
Tom and Jerry, me and this guy right here.
Anywho. Tom and Jerry.
You, Tom and Jerry, me and bro.
Let's continue dancing through life.
Big hamster wheel.
Yeah, I like that. I like the
I
little
love
rotating.
the big hamster wheel.
I love fun choreo. I kind of touched on that already, but I love just like
The
Interesting
library
choreo.
hamster wheels.
Yeah.
Everything, like, if you give actors like actual set pieces to work with, like,
They can do something.
Yes.
they can do something, and
Crazy
it's gonna
how
make.
if you do something, they can do something.
Yeah, that's wow.
well, it especially helps that when you like are casting people that have experience in theater, because I feel like so much of just like, not to talk about Wish again, but the fact that they casted...
to talk about Wish again.
But the fact that they casted people that didn't have like real big musical experience made it worse. But when you like do people that know what they're doing, they do well.
Everything flows better.
Yeah. Flow. Foreshadowing.
For next time.
Next time on Media Madhouse, tune in for when we watch Flow.
The kitty cat movie.
The kitty cat movie.
So, like, again, when the cast list for this movie came out, everyone was a little bit skeptical seeing Ariana Grande on there. We were all like,
my favorite characters. Billiard table, Ferrero Rocher, Honse, grenade, an alphabet, and marble. And also Jeff Goldblum.
Anyway, none of us knew, but Ariana is actually a true theater kid. And she literally talks about how many times she's seen the original Broadway musical. And literally, it's like best friends with I forgot her name, the main actress who plays Glinda in the original.
Good for her.
Literally. And she, worked her butt off trying to play this character. And I mean, she's literally Glinda. And I love when people go in for roles that they're like, yeah, I can do this character for sure. She really understands Glinda. Yeah. I would say that.
I feel like Ariana is also one of those people that like she's willing to put in the work for a role, and I feel like we've seen that in the stuff that she's been in, the few things. Like she has fully embodied a character. Mm-hmm. It is not just, you put Ariana Grande in there.
Yeah, because you don't want to have an actor just for namesake. That always makes it way more boring.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about Jonathan Bailey and how much you love him?
So again, with the cast list coming out, I was like, that was pretty laughable that Jonathan Bailey was on there, because I knew him from Bridgerton, and let me just say, I didn't like him. I'm so sorry.
This guy was upset.
I didn't like Jonathan Bailey and that. And then I was immediately just judging him like, oh God, here we go. I don't know how he's going to play Fierro. And then again, I walk in a theater and I'm like, I love him now, guys. I literally watched a bunch of other shows that he's in. And I'm like, wow, he's really good. He also understood the character and was also a secret theater kid. And I'm glad he kept his British accent. I thought it really added to his character.
I think it made the whole comment about him eating grass more accurate.
Yes.
Guys, British people eat grass. If you're British, we mean to insult you.
I'm not ashamed. I hate British people.
I love British people. I don't know what these guys are talking about. I love you guys.
Freak. Do you want to talk about Cynthia Erivo?
I love Cynthia.
When she's not being weird.
I didn't know who she was going into this. I just looked, I'm like, oh, some chick is playing Elphaba. I don't know who she is, but okay, I hope she can sing.
Yeah, we like Cynthia when she's not complaining about how someone made the lips on the new movie poster red to imitate the original. Just because they thought it would be fun. And what did she say? Did she say it was like racist or something?
I think she said it was the most insulting thing she had ever seen.
Why?
Well, she said later that she was like, I had a moment. I was a little stressed out, but I don't think she ever really apologized.
Yeah.
Like you just gave an excuse. You didn't apologize.
Because the person who made it got like harassed after.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah. Like
we don't like that.
As a celebrity, you have to have more knowledge and empathy towards someone like that.
Yeah.
Because that's just like a small person being like, hey, I thought this would be fun to do.
Yeah.
And then suddenly anything they post online is going to have that kind of stain.
Well, also like if you get mad over things like that, when like you're doing something that's so big and like everyone knows about it, it's like, okay, people are going to be making stuff based off of it. You can't just get mad at everything, you know?
Yeah. Because there's going to be people who make actually inappropriate things.
Yeah.
And while those are terrible, you can't get mad at those either because, one, you'd be bringing attention to them, but also you just can't get mad at everything.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me because I literally saw that person like doing the edit before she went off on it.
Oh my gosh.
I remember seeing that. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. This was pretty nice.
Yeah.
And I watched like, oh no.
Because I will say I don't like the poster they made. Like not the new person's like modification of the poster. Like the original poster unedited. I don't really like it. Like I don't feel like they're in the positions that they're in the musical poster, but it's also like it's not as mysterious. It's not as like captivating. I don't feel like
Because aren't her eyes visible in the original movie version of the poster?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then in the edited version that the person did, they actually gave her that drop shadow of her hat
Yeah.
again.
Well, I think it sets you up to expect her to be evil, and then it's like, okay, well, why is like the good witch talking to her? And like, I don't know, it makes you have preconceptions about it that I think you need going in so that you can unlearn them. But anywho, besides all that,
we do like
Cynthia.
separate the art from the artist.
honestly,
Yeah.
That
Or
she-
separate the art they get mad about from the
Oh, keep that far away from her. Cynthia, she gave the character a tenderness never seen before in Elphaba. Like in any of the stage performances, I feel like she always comes off like, I just want to say like she's pretty abrasive. She's keeps it kind of all inside. And Cynthia, she's just more lovable. She gives Elphaba such like a soft side to her, and then we never really see that in the stage one.
She's defensive, but she's still gentle.
You can also hear that in her singing. She gives her like such a soft soprano she belts, but like
It's still gentle.
yeah.
I think both like through her singing and her acting, you see a lot of sides of this character, but it's still very clearly the same character. And nothing she really does is like wildly like, oh, well, why is she acting like that? It's like, okay, these are understandable reactions and emotions that she's showing.
Oh, being
Referential.
referential. I literally wrote that without being in your face, because there's so many things in here that I'm like, oh, this is for foreshadowing for Act 2, or like, oh, this pays homage to the original Wizard of Oz. So like the lion cub, that's the lion in the the one
You
one
didn't
that's
get
shy.
No.
You literally said what? You said like jaguar or something. You were like
Cheetah.
the cheetah.
Cheetah.
Yeah, the cheetah in there.
I don't know
Baby
my
cheetah.
wildcat babies, okay?
And then Fierro being like, I had a thought. You know who doesn't have a brain?
The Tin Man.
No.
The scarecrow.
The scarecrow.
What did
The Tin Man doesn't have a heart.
The Tin Man doesn't
Oh.
have a heart, which we'll
They
see
wanted
more with
organ,
Bach.
guys. Just get it off the dark web.
Oh,
Sorry, I get them mixed up, okay?
I think we should talk about Bach and Nessa, though. They're
Oh,
interesting.
listen,
Well, you were
Nessa.
telling me stuff about him that's supposed to happen in Act 2 that I didn't know about, or Nessa at least.
Yeah.
The way that they set up Nessa, that
She's
things-
too nice in the movie, I'm gonna be honest. She's not as like
She's like nice, but she has these random moments where she's like really harsh and weird.
and it feels uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
they don't show how obsessive she gets with Bach, like how she clutches onto this guy.
I just
Like,
don't think she had enough scenes.
Yeah, she didn't have enough scenes, and it made me sad. Bach, his one trait was just being, I like Ariana. I like Ariana. I like.
His personality was, I like Linda. That's it.
Well, you don't even necessarily like get a good gist of how he carries himself either. Like he's
Yeah.
just nervous around her, and then you don't really see him in any other context. You don't like get a gist that he's a nice person or a bad person, or like you get a gist that he's kind of selfish a little.
Yes.
But like
Yeah.
that's all you really get.
You don't see him in any context or any scene that isn't without her.
They're gonna flesh him out, I feel, more in Act 2. He has a
can
whole
only
song. He has a whole song, guys, so
You can only
we
hope.
can only hope.
He needs to show off those SpongeBob
Yes!
stage skills. Oh my gosh.
Hit it, SpongeBob.
It's SpongeBob. Oh, the book is freaky. Don't read the book.
Oh my gosh.
The
No,
book
I
is freaky.
will be oh my gosh, I will be seeing so many people like bringing their 12-year-old to see Wicked, and they're like, oh, I think I should get them the book.
No,
Don't do that.
no.
Don't do that.
There are like little freaky scenes in there.
There's quite a bit of freaky scenes in
What a
there.
freak.
Oh, but
Why?
Glinda and Elphaba kiss on the lips in the book, so.
Yeah.
That's
So if you're old enough, like read it. But
yeah, but I mean, I hear so many people like, oh, I read this book when I was like, 11 years old. And
That's
this one,
crazy.
and I was like, why were you
interesting.
doing that?
I don't think you're supposed to read it that young.
No. Let's go.
Okay, what's your rating out of 10?
Damn, I don't know.
do you want us to go first?
You've seen the movie like
Okay.
7,000 times.
That's why it's hard for me to rate it.
9.2 out of 10.
Why?
Well, I really liked it.
I really
I don't know.
liked it.
I don't necessarily think I don't know which things I would logically change and like how I would do things. I think
I think this guy's pondering.
I'm wondering. I don't know. I think mostly just because like of the stuff we talked about at the end, and I feel like
They didn't flesh out Nessa and Bach
Yeah.
very much.
And I don't know, like Nessa in particular just felt weird to me the entire movie. Like anytime she would show up and have a scene, I'd be like confused.
She'd smile. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Or like, I don't, they just have
Smiles confuse me too, man.
I don't know what that means. I don't know, it's just confusing. Even just like her relationship with Elphaba, like at the beginning, she's almost shows to be like really caring of her sister, and then like literally every other instance they have together, Nessa does not give a crap about her.
It's so weird.
she's
Yeah.
very bothered by Elphaba. She's like always like seems like she's always in her way.
But then in the beginning, when they both arrive to Shiz, they seem like they're still in a good relationship.
Yeah.
But also like Nessa's going to school and she's leaving Elphaba, so she out here like she's so happy.
Yeah.
She's so
But like, I feel like that should have been shown more. Like, I like literally just like one more scene.
Mhm.
It just wasn't clear.
Yeah, it just wasn't clear. And I think that just put me off occasionally. I think that was really my only big qualm with it. And then maybe like a little bit with the colors, but I really did like everything else.
Well, I like the colors, so I'm gonna give it 9.5. I only take it off because I won't take off more, mainly because I, haven't seen the original musical. I don't know what Act 2 is supposed to be. I'm sure you've heard it plenty from Elizabeth how it's supposed to be. But I haven't, nor do I want spoilers, but I'm hoping that they will make a comeback with Nessa and Bach.
I really like Bach's
Hoping-
song in like in the Act 2. Like it's not really like his song because there's the rest of the ensemble, but
Yeah.
It's enough
Yeah.
of his song to be
it's
his
enough
song.
of his song that I'm just like he ate.
Yeah.
Manifesting that they come back for them, though.
I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10 too. Just I think sometimes the colors and the lighting will sometimes bother me because sometimes the sun when it's bright, bro, it'll be in the back of a character and it'll just be like shining and I'm like
Flashbang.
and I'm like whoa, what are we doing here?
I think my main thing with the colors was like, especially like Glinda, when she would be outside, she just like looked really washed out to me.
Yes,
She did look a little sickly.
Most
That's
of
a good
the
point.
things like outside were kind of it was all very muted, and especially in the song I think it was like I'm Not That Girl when Elphaba starts singing about Fierro and whatever. That scene in particular, I was like, where did all the color go?
It looks a little
guys?
funky.
It's a little funky.
Because
Like
you
you
can tell
could
they're
just
trying to do, like,
amp
a
it up
dark
just
forest.
a little bit. Yes.
Yeah.
But there's so much going on in the forest that you're like, oh, bring that in. I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10 because I actually like it more than the original.
Nice.
Obviously, still an amazing movie, a must watch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like literally the complaints that we have are like really minor complaints.
Yeah.
It's a very good movie.
And they're
'cause-
very, very nitpicky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you liked Wicked, what should you check out?
The musical.
Obviously, check out the musical.
Obviously, check out the musical.
Or just even the soundtrack, really.
Yeah, if you don't want to try and look up on YouTube slime tutorial Wicked.
What? Okay.
That's how you have to like.
That's how you have to look
it up
full
Oh,
shows.
to not
You
like.
have to put
Because if they put just Wicked, it gets copyright
yeah,
stricken.
they just for the whole thing, just
Go
listen
look
to
up
the
slime tutorials.
Go look up-
If you like Wicked,
Look up slime tutorials.
Yep. And then if you really want to get into it, I guess you can read the book series. I mean,
if you want to get a little freaky,
if you
If you're a little freak,
if you're a little freak, go
if
read the
you-
freak books.
all right.
We just got Wicked, guys. That's it, guys. Tune in next week. We're gonna be watching Flow, and that'll be fun.
meow, meow.
Yeah, it's gonna sound exactly like that.
yeah.
It's gonna sound exactly like that, just like how it sounded last week.
Was last week Barbie?
Yes.
Yes.
Guys, ignore if we said that the week before was Wish.
Guys, if we said we were complaining about last week, we meant Wish. I'm sorry. Barbie, we love you.
Barbie, we love you. You were a beautiful movie. Wish is just it's an ever prevalent plague on our minds.
It's tainted everything going forward.
Every single movie we must compare to Wish because nothing can possibly get worse.
I don't know.
Except
We're
for
gonna
the Tire movie.
the Tiger movie.
Don't ask. Guys, go look up the Tire movie.
Don't know. What?
Go look up Velocipaster.
Oh, I know that one.
Oh,
Oh my god. Guys, watch movies on Tubi. They're so funny.
Just go
Honestly.
look up a terrible movie, watch it, have a grand old time.
Yeah.
Maybe get a little unethical.
Oh. Me when I get unethical.
Don't ask me what I mean
That's
by
what
that.
Tubi does to you.
No, honestly.
Tubi definitely gets you a little unethical. But anyways, that's gonna be it this week. Hope you guys enjoyed, and game on, Bob Jones.
Bye.
Bye.